The breaking news we have here at NFL Network, Adrian Peterson will be rejoining his teammates at Vikings OTAs today. And this news is great news for Vikings fans. As the team is trying to come together, they will have number 28 in the backfield as they prepare for the 2015 season. There have been lots of speculation about how Adrian Peterson would return to the Vikings, and it will happen today. He will be with the Vikings at organized team activities, and we now bring in NFL Media's Albert Breer. Albert, give us some perspective from the Vikings side of things and how they feel about the return of Adrian Peterson.
Well, I mean, first I think, you go into how it happened. It's really unfolded over the last week, and I think the message that Mike Zimmer, sent to everybody, that he's going to play here, he's going to play nowhere, really resonated with Peterson, and they've been talking over the course of the last week. I think Zim's done a good job keeping those conversations private and respecting Peterson through the process, and I think there's been a healthy respect that's been built up there, and that goes all the way back to the fall. I mean, Zimmer was talking with Peterson when all this first happened in September and October, and any of the acrimony between Peterson and the Vikings didn't really involve Zimmer, and so most of the credit here goes to the head coach himself. As for the reaction in the building, I mean, I can tell you that most of the coaches in the Vikings facility didn't know he was coming to work today. So this is like Christmas morning for all of them. They had hoped and they had plans in place to have Peterson on the field in 2015. And they see him as a guy who can step in and be a 350 carry back for them in 2015. And they've built the kind of team with Norv Turner running that offense, where they've got four guys in Mike Wallace, Jarius Wright, and Charles Johnson. And so they think they can stretch the field and create space underneath for Peterson and really create a setup that'll be ideal for a running back who just turned 30 years old.
So is it your belief, Albert, that Adrian Peterson will return and the team will put all of this behind them and they will just all come together and get prepared for the 2015 season?
I think anybody who knows Mike Zimmer would know that that's going to be the case. He's obviously got the respect of everybody in that locker room. And, a lot of those guys, predate Zimmer and were with Adrian Peterson during his MVP season. And so there are a lot of guys who have a lot of respect for Adrian Peterson. Players generally don't involve themselves in the financial matters of their teammates. This would be no different. And I think the one thing that you understand if you know how Mike Zimmer's works, going back to Cincinnati and Dallas and really everywhere he's been. He's somebody who is very upfront with everybody around him, is very blunt, and is going to do things in a very matter-of-fact manner. So, I think most people who've been around Mike Zimmer would expect that, within a few days, this is all going to have died down. It's going to be business as usual for the Vikings, and Adrian Peterson's very much going to be worked right back into the fabric of the team.
Albert Breer, thank you very much. For more on Adrian Peterson at Vikings OTA, stay with NFL Network and NFL.com throughout the day.